So, one of the most difficult things about playing any early access game, when you're testing it, when you're messing around with stuff, and when you're trying stuff out, sometimes you're not really sure if it's a bug or a feature of the game. And that can be a little bit frustrating. So it's no real big secret that I've been trying to rebuild my access to pirate missions over the last little while in the PTU, but unfortunately the PTU is the PTU, and as such, most of the missions seem to be balanced somewhere between broken and completely non-functional. Sometimes you can get the first half of the mission done, but you can't hand it in. Other times you go up and you talk to the person, Rico Battaglia for example, and they seemingly don't activate for you. Now, there are times when you're testing a game, and certainly here, this is a mission that I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. This is Destroy the Skimmers around Grim Hex. Now, a few times I had done this mission in previous versions of the game, and of course the skimmers come up right away. You can lock onto them and you can just attack them, and Crusader security comes in and tries to stop you from destroying them. Destroy 3 of them, you get your 500 UEC, and you attain access to a much more rewarding tier of pirate missions. And I had kind of thrown around an idea of kind of coming back to the Buccaneer and trying that out. So I decided to do these missions in the Buccaneer. Of course, we're now on the dark side of Grim Hex, or the dark side of Yela, so it's going to be a little extra challenging. The problem is, of course, the skimmers aren't appearing on the sensors. So for a long time, I had kind of went, well, I guess this mission is broken in the PTU. And then I figured out you can scan for them. So maybe you haven't seen this yet, or maybe you're sitting there going like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But sheerly by accident, I started going like, hey, let's go further in that direction and see what's there, see if we can't track this thing down. Go and maybe that's the skimmer, or maybe this is still the mining sensor and it's just trying to tell me that there's an asteroid there that's particularly valuable. I didn't really know. But this also highlights another thing, which is the illumination in these dark areas. Certainly it does set a mood, and it's a very nice thing, but at the same time, you know, I wish that you could, in an RPG, you know, kind of in an RPG way, equip something that would allow you to see a little bit better in the dark, like night vision glasses. But here you go. There is the skimmer satellite. Now, I don't know if it's broken for me or not, but apparently I can't lock onto it, so I'm just going to start shooting it, you know, basically without locking onto it. I mean, it's a stationary object, so it shouldn't be that hard, but it turns out I guess the firepower, the guns that I'm bringing are not sufficient, and it takes way too long to get these things down. Now, suffice it to say, of course, we are indeed on the PTU, so that might be only something that is reflected in the current build. Maybe in the previous build these things, you know, had a more reasonable amount of hit points or a more reasonable amount of shield hit points, but now, even though I'm firing autocannons and distortion cannons at them, they're not going down, and that's maybe just because, you know, somehow accidentally, where they had, let's say, 1,000 shield hit points before, now they've got 10,000. Someone misplaced a decimal. Or maybe this reflects an overall change in the game, and this is the way CIG wants it. It's really difficult to tell which is which, you know? Sometimes you're like, maybe it's intentional. Other times, I don't think that it really is all that intentional. So whereas in the previous version of Star Citizen, the live version currently, the non-PTU version, this is more than enough firepower to get the job done and get it done rather quickly. Unfortunately, on the PTU, it's not. So we fail at the mission. So with that mission gone, I kind of hopped back into my Cutlass. I replaced all the front guns with fixed Panthers, and I decided to take on the mission. It was on the legal side of things, but at least it let me jump into combat right away, which is there's an ECN alert, go out to Delamar, protect the cargo ship that's under attack. I figured, well, it's a combat mission. I want to blow some things up at the very least, so I'll take that one. And so I go out and do it, but I'm hoping that it's not going to ruin my crime reputation and, lower my standing with too many criminal factions, because I want to attain those higher level missions. So into the battle we go, playing as the Space Police.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Only to be rewarded with 3 crime stat rating for saving a civilian cargo ship from pirates. I'm assuming this is a bug. And that's just the way it is. I mean, if you're playing in the PTU or if you're playing in the PU, you're used to this kind of nonsense. And so I tried to add kind of a comedic twist to it. I mean, it was capped off by the perfect moment. I get another mission to go see Rico Battaglia. Of course, we just got a fresh patch. It's gotta be fixed, right? It's gotta be fixed. This is kind of becoming a meme. Nope. Still broken. Anyways, that's the show for today. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.